10K training can be fast and furious. For me, it usually involves a drop in volume and an increase in intensity. And with that in mind, I wanted to share with you guys 5 of my favorite workouts from my recent 10K training block that I've just completed, explain why I enjoyed them, and explained how they're beneficial. Now, you'll see a very common theme with these workouts, and I want to just break them down very quickly now so that you can understand exactly when I talk about these workouts, how they're structured. So my coach likes to start me off with some kind of tempo work, some kind of longer tempo interval. On a good day, that can feel really, really good, but on another day, that can just basically be me warming up and just kind of trying to get the engine going. That's exactly what he asked me to do. Just use it as an extended warm up, get the heart rate up, get the legs turning, ready for the main set of intervals. So I moved from a tempo set into basically an interval set, which is the main core of the workout, and we'll talk about which ones I really, really enjoyed shortly. And then at the end, we often chuck in some kind of leg spinners or something really, really fast, well faster than goal pace, to kind of finish off at the end. Again, a couple of reasons: getting that form, that turnover in, but also thinking mentally about that last mile in a race, that last kilometre, really trying to put the hammer down at the end and getting you used to those faster finishes. So hopefully that gives you guys an explanation. Let's dive in to my 5 favourites. So we'll work in reverse from the 5th favourite up to the favourite. I'm really excited to share the favourite one because it's been featured on this channel a few times. We'll kickstart here with a long run workout. Now, I actually only ended up doing a couple of long run workouts during this training block. They kind of started to creep in towards the end of the block, but as I had a couple of races scattered in, it meant that things needed to shift around and a couple of them were sacrificed. So out of the 2, I really, really love this one, which ended up being 20 minutes moderate, steady pace, zone 2 work effectively. To get the legs going, and then we went into 6 times 20-second strides, basically a little bit of a warm-up for the effort that was about to come. And then we had 8 minutes tempo, which was wonderful, and this was all done out on the trail, so I got to work by effort rather than pace, just rolling over the terrain. It felt great, I loved it. And then I went into some really fast stuff. I think it was like 4 or 5 by 75 seconds with a short recovery, so some short, sharp bursts there. And then I finished off there with 5 minutes tempo, so effectively it's like a tempo sandwich, either side of it, the intervals in the middle. Really, really love that. It just teaches you to get going again straight after you've really had to put a graft in with those shorter efforts. And then after that, I finished off with another 20 minutes moderate. I think the long run ended up being in and around 90 minutes. It was a great one. The other long run workout I did was fantastic as well, but I really wasn't having a good day, and I didn't enjoy it so much. But this one, I think I remember rightly, going really, really well, and I just love long run workouts. And my 4th favorite one, I have fond memories of this one. So this is when Will effectively said to me, Andy, you need to slow down those recoveries. I'm going to chuck more of a recovery in there for you, and I really want you to put more into these reps. So we kick-started things off with a 7-minute tempo, and I had 6 minutes easy jog recovery, so almost equal recovery. And he said to me, within that easy jog recovery, or basically the tempo, I really want you to push it. That tempo ended up being 5:19 per mile, which was the fastest tempo I've ever done. But he said, I really want you to get down to 10K pace, which I did, so I was very happy with that. And in those 6 minutes, just easy jog around, do some strides if you want to, get ready for the main interval set, which then ended up being 2 sets of 2.5 minutes and with a 3-minute recovery. So over the amount of time in recovery to the interval. So 2:30 with a 3-minute recovery, and then 3 times 75 seconds. And those recoveries, I believe, were a bit shorter. And then I had to go back into the 2:30 again, and then another 3 by 75. And I remember really, really blowing in this workout. It was really tough, but I remember completing it feeling really good. And I was like, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be working on that speed. And so I really do need to slow these recoveries down and really give it my all in these reps. So this one sticks in the memory well. And week 1's workout comes in at number 3. I really enjoyed this one for the pure and simple reason as to how simple but effective the workout was. 6 by 2 minutes, 4 by 30 seconds. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy, just getting the job done. And I think when you start a training block and you're starting to get into those intervals, you want something nice and easy to remember, not that you're having to worry about different sets or different lengths of intervals and stuff. You just want to go out there and know what you're doing. Even before I was coached, I love a good 2 or 3 minute rep workout, nice and simple, nice and effective. And I remember in that first week thinking to myself, right, the goal as always is to not fade. So basically try and run the same same pace from rep 1 to rep 6. Often, if you go out too hard, you'll see those rep paces decline, or if you go out too slow and you're told to work into it, that's fine. But if you go out too slow and you're not getting the right training effect and you really can ramp it up, then you know you've not quite hit it right. You know that there's somewhere in the middle, that sweet spot that you were meant to find. Just to clarify, I do advocate sometimes working into a workout and chipping away at the rep times, but you can get it completely the other way where you really can ramp up into it, and that's not what you want to do, because naturally you're trying to hit a certain effort level and you're clearly not going to be hitting it in those first couple of reps. So I think I did quite well in that one. I really enjoyed it. I came away from it thinking that's a good start to the block. If there's more of this to come, then we should be all right. So yeah, that was definitely right up there. On week 3's workout comes in second place. This one was really good, and I remember it being really good. I remember enjoying it. I don't actually think I did particularly well, but I remember coming off the back of it thinking, I like that a lot, and I thought to myself, if there's more of this to come during this training block, this is what I'm here for. It started off with a 6-minute tempo effort. So again, just like I've talked about the tempo stuff, trying to get the engine going, get the legs warmed up, and just putting a good effort in before the main set of intervals, which ended up then being 5 by 2 minutes and 5 by 45 seconds. So if you think back to week 1, we're doing 1 rep less of the 2 minutes, but we're doing 1 more rep of the faster stuff and 15 seconds more per rep in that, you know. So it was 30-second reps in week 1. It's now 45-second reps in week 3. I just remember thinking to myself, just try and get to the pace that you got to in week 1 or better, because that'll be great, having already done a 6-minute tempo to fatigue yourself a little bit. I know it's to get you warmed up, but obviously putting that effort in at the start can take a little bit away from the session. So those tempos are all about being controlled, and it just really helps. And I remember finishing thinking that was a good one. I really like that. For me, simple cut down workout is what I'm here for. I love them. Start off a little bit slower, dial into goal pace, finish faster. You kind of feel really accomplished when you can nail those type of sessions, especially when you really do get the paces spot on, and you can go back and you can look through the workout on Strava or Garmin or Coros or whatever you look at it on. You can see the heart rate progress, you can see you hit the right zones, and you can feel when you're out there that you're putting in the right effort. And my favourite workout by a country mile in this training block was indeed week 6 workout. The other one, because I've already included a week 6 one. This was really good, and I've talked about this workout a lot on the channel, and I've given examples of how you guys can use it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that once I've got this out of the way. 6-minute tempo, same as before. Get that engine going. Then rolling into 3 sets of 3 minutes, 2 minute, 1 minute. I'll put the rests and recoveries on screen. I love that cut down workout. 3-2-1, 3-2-1, 3-2-1. Absolutely brilliant. For me, it's been a staple. If you're on a track, you can do things like 800, 600, 400. It's very standard cut down. But for me, it's such a good gauge of fitness and a gauge of my estimation of what I think my paces are, because if I go out too hard, going back from a 1 minute to a 3 can be a real challenge. And in the past when I've done this, I've really cocked this up massively, and I've gone to the final set, and I've done 4 sets of this before. I've gone to the final set and I've absolutely flagged, and I've just gone too hard in the beginning. So again, control was the name of the game through this one for me. If I can tick that box, for me, I'm a simple guy, just cut it down. It makes me feel very happy when I achieve that. And then on top of that, at the end, the leg spinning section, the section where I had to try and dig a little bit deeper, he really threw me in at the deep end here. I think it was 4 sets of 45 seconds with a recovery, and then 30 seconds. So it was like 45-30, 45-30, 45-30, or the other way around. Either way, it wasn't just a simple 4x30 or 4x45. It was kind of that 45-30, 45-30, which again, I tried to hold a very similar pace for, and I think I managed it quite right. And I remember walking away from this session thinking to myself, the paces you've just hit there are really encouraging. You've managed to execute the workout how you wanted to. You've nailed the tempo, you nailed the middle set, you were able to cut it down in the last bit. I remember finishing that one thinking, you are in good shape. Now, as with all workout videos that I like to produce on the channel, I do often try and give examples that you guys can use to incorporate into your training. I do get a lot of tags on Strava of people trying the workouts, and I love to see that. This is why I share my training, for you guys to kind of pick apart. You can either like it, dislike it, but some of you use the workouts that I put up and adapt them slightly, and that is brilliant. I love to see it. Just remember, everything that I've done was very much tailored for me and my fitness levels, but these workouts are all adaptable. So when you look at what I've just posted and talked about right now, if you're thinking of taking one of these workouts and simplifying it, absolutely go for it. Feel about maybe increasing some of the recoveries if you wanted to, or maybe dropping a set if you wanted to, just trying some basic cut downs if you're new to running and you want to try and go through the gears. Yeah, just drop a set or drop some of the parts of the session and just try a section of it. Or if you have any questions about how you can adapt it, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'm happy to give some kind of examples for you guys as to what you could do if you're up for that. And it'd be great to see you guys trying some of these. But for me, going through a training block, there are some landmark moments. I think we can all understand that there are some landmark moments that we can think, right, there it is. That's the workout, that's the run where I feel like I've taken that next step. And I usually get one, if not two of those during a training block. The first one's usually in around 3 to 4 weeks, and the second one usually is around 7 to 8 weeks. And the final bit is usually just hanging on to the end. But for me, there's usually a couple of steps up. And I definitely found that in and around week 3 and in and around week 7, if I remember rightly. And again, it's all down to following these workouts, just stacking it up week on week. And yeah, I won't waffle on too much more. If you guys are interested in doing any of the workouts, make sure you drop a comment below, and I'd be more than happy to kind of explain and how you guys can adapt it to your fitness level. Just let me know the type of mileage you run and stuff like that so that I can kind of work it all out correctly. So there we go. Those are my top 5 workouts for my recent 10K training block. Absolutely love this block. Delighted to get to the end of it and now roll into a half marathon block. The training series will be carrying on a Sunday, so hopefully you guys can follow along the training there. And again, I'll probably produce something at the end of this with some of my favorite half marathon workouts. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on 10K training. What's your favorite 10K workout? Do drop a comment below. And as I said earlier, if you've got any questions about the workouts I've talked about today, I'm happy to help you adapt them to fit into your training. That's it from me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, and of course, do subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. I'll see you on the next one. Until then.